hard work, skill, playing golf when we can is what's going to get you down. Like, listen to your coach, listen to how you can improve your technique.
So I've got a good Derek for you, and as I say every week, Derek is your chance to really zone in. Fully, the phone is still to one side. Have a quick look now. Have a quick scroll if you need it. Right, no scrolls. It's from Charlie, but that's all I'm going to say. Obviously, with it being a Derek, they're normally anonymous. I think first names works.
Yeah.
If you're not watching this clip now, Rick got his eyes closed. He's really looking very zen.
I'm guessing it's Charlie Woods.
It is Charlie Woods. He said, "My dad is better than me and I can't beat him." No, basically, it says, I'm going to try and... It's always that compromise now. I've not wanted to read word for word and make it boring, but not wanting to skip anything. So I'm going to take my time, settle down, cruise along in the car in fifth gear, ready for a nice Dear Rick. Rick's ready. I'm going to keep going because Rick keeps shutting his eyes. I keep dragging it on. Right, here we go. Dear Rick. Title is Golf Addiction Help Needed.
Oh, wow.
Having first picked up a golf club in April 2020, I've officially caught the golf bug, which sounds great on paper, doesn't it? I have found myself in the golfing hole of obsessing over anything and everything from technique to equipment. I have managed to get myself to a 24 handicap, which I believe is a great start considering the stop-start nature of the last year for golf with lockdowns, etc. I am absolutely loving it and playing as much as I can. In 12 months, my travels have taken me to some lovely courses, played in Portugal, etc. And he's played obviously loads of golf. My problem is, I think the addiction is getting out of control. During this lockdown, I've been thinking of all the possible ways to improve my game. I feel like I'm nailing down my technique, but practicing hard in a golf net where my mat sticks up out the grass. Understandable. It has got to the point where whenever I see a new product that boasts innovation technology, I just have to buy a product. A recent example of this is purchasing a Lab putter and an Axis One putter, both of which are very expensive. I'm not sure why I've done this, and it's difficult to see if the investment is worth it when I'm just putting on my carpet at home. So, Rick, do you have any ideas of how I can channel my addiction positively and stop my temptation of buying new products whenever they come out? I just feel like when I see these companies, they sell stuff so well, and it makes me want to buy stuff, which is hard to obviously resist that temptation. I'm really confident I can get down to 14 in the next year, but I really need to have the focus on practice instead of easy equipment fixes. It's a bit longer than that, but that's basically the nuts of it, and that's from Charlie.
Wow. It's tough, isn't it? So he's only been playing golf for 10 months.
Yes.
Which isn't a long time at all. And I'm guessing he's an adult.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to work out, not that it really matters, but those Lab putters are expensive, aren't they?
Yeah, well, he's obviously been able to afford that.
Yeah.
So he must be an adult. He must be working.
You'd think so.
Because it's a weird one, because as kids, we were addicted to golf.
Yeah.
I was addicted to golf.
Yeah.
But I was addicted to playing golf and improving at golf. I wasn't particularly addicted to buying new equipment because I couldn't afford it.
Exactly. See, if I could have done it at that age, it would have been horrendous.
Yeah. So there's a really good piece of advice, and I think this is something a lot of people could learn from, is as you've seen from many, many videos, even we've done where I've played with like £70 golf clubs, right? Yeah. The latest and greatest golf clubs are great. And you're right. Companies are unbelievable at marketing and making you want to buy them. I get that. But your ability, your skill will get you to a much lower handicap than any equipment ever will.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, you're off 24 at the moment, which is a nice start for somebody who's been playing golf for 10 months. And like I say, with the stop and start of is it UK or does it not really say?
I think it's UK.
So with the stop and start nature at the moment, not being able to play loads, to get to 24 is okay. You should be quite proud of that.
Yeah.
I think then this is where you've got to tunnel your addiction, let's say, is reward yourself when you achieve certain goals. Mm-hmm. Because I think trying to buy success via new equipment isn't going to work, but treating yourself to something new when you've achieved said goal will give you the drive that you need to actually improve your game. So I remember when I was coaching loads and I have a student come in and go, Rick, I'm really after a new set of clubs because it's going to help me play much better golf. Not really. It might not make you play much better golf, as we've talked about in the controversial custom fitting video that we did. It might not make you play better golf. It might make you feel good. I understand why people want to buy new stuff, but why not treat yourself if you achieve said goal? Mm-hmm. So, for example, if he's off 24, he doesn't need, from the sound of things, he doesn't need anything at the moment to get him down lower than 20 to get him to 18 handicap, let's say.
He's having lessons as well, I should add, so he's doing everything right.
Well, this is where we're going to go with this, Charlie. You need to set a goal, and you cannot spend any money on equipment until you get down to an 18 handicap. Because then it gives you drive, and 6 shots off your handicap. No special super duper putter's going to do that.
No.
Hard work, skill, playing golf when we can is what's going to get you down. Like, listen to your coach, listen to how you can improve your technique. Work on those things that you can control, as opposed to actually trying to buy exterior products that are going to get you down to said handicap. There's nothing wrong with being addicted to golf, i.e. wanting to learn everything and wanting to get fully into it, but then you've got to trying to channel it into actually improvement, and that's the link that I feel like he's missing at the moment.
I was wondering with this, because addictions are not a funny thing, are they? Obviously,
No.
it could be anything. If he's actually kind of using that word tongue-in-cheek, or if it actually is an addiction, because obviously if it is, it's probably needs to get some help.
What's the definition of it?
Of addiction? Well, I don't know, but an addiction, if it's a real addiction, would something that really ruins your life, doesn't it, really? Gambling or alcohol or smoking or drug, it's not something that's taken lightly. You might, I'm guessing, I'd like to think he's kind of using that a little bit tongue-in-cheek when he says addiction. But when you look at some of the terminology and the marketing and stuff that the brands put out for new clubs, it does get, higher launching, lower spin, longer longer distances, faster ball speeds. If you are really into your golf and you've got the money to spend, you can understand why some people do get trapped in this world of buying stuff all the time.
Like, is addiction, I'm just looking online now, is it always classed as a negative?
Yeah.
Because it's something you can't control, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's the big
it's normally
thing.
seen as being, what would you say, almost over the top to some degree, wouldn't it?
The factor condition being addicted, it basically means you can't control it. That's the big thing. Like, you've got no control over it. So as long, depends, like, say, taking it on a much more serious route, as you're mentioning there, if it is a proper addiction and you literally cannot stop buying stuff, because spending is an addiction, spending in golf might be addiction, that's where you may want to seek help, and you may want to get advice. And even just anybody listening now, if this story might resonate with you, but for a different reason. It might not be an addiction to golf. It might be addiction to, we've had, even people, I'm sure you won't mind, tubes on.
Yeah.
Even like Robbie Williams, where they've said they've had addictions in the past and how they've dealt with it and how they've got help. So if you do need help, do seek it, definitely. But I think in this instance, like I say, just trying to reward yourself when you achieve certain goals, try and kind of get away from this idea that you can buy success, and I think you'll enjoy your golf a lot more.
Been a very serious podcast, hasn't it? I don't know.
That was deep.
How far in are we?